Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back with a trailer reaction, and this is the official Season 2 trailer for Doctor Who. Now, if you're a longtime Doctor Who viewer, you probably view this as like Season 16, or I don't remember what number it is, but I really enjoyed the previous season, obviously starring in Ncuti Gatwa. I thought it was pretty inventive. It had lots of interesting storylines, unexpected storylines. I thought the writing was pretty solid. I thought Ncuti Gatwa was great as the Doctor. I really liked Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday. I don't think she's going to be in it as much this season because I think there's a new companion who's played by, I forgot her name. She was in last season. She was in the Boom episode, and then she is also in Andor. She's great, but she is like going to be the companion this season. But Ruby Sunday is also going to be in it. I don't know. Anyways, I thoroughly enjoyed the previous Doctor Who seasons, and I have reactions to it on the channel already. I believe I have reactions to everything from the Power of the Doctor. So when Jodie Whittaker, when she went through her transformation back into David Tennant, everything from there onward I have reactions to. So if you're interested in checking those out, I will link the playlist down in the description. That being said, I'm really excited to jump into this trailer, so before we do that, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me react to Doctor Who, because I will, obviously. And then if you're interested in seeing full uncuts for anything I watch on the channel, including Doctor Who, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is also linked in the description down below. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, let's jump into the official Season 2 trailer for Doctor Who.
There are forces beyond this universe. We think we are so clever. But we're like children. And when these vast creatures look down on
Is that Kate Lethbridge Stewart? That's a giant skeleton dinosaur. She's back, that's fun.
So what's your name?
Just a doctor.
Hey.
All right then. I'm called the nurse.
There is
So-
something already connecting us.
Yeah. Is this like a
This is a time machine.
Clara Oswald situation?
I am not one of your adventures.
You need to get me home.
This might be the long way round.
Interesting. She doesn't want to be here.
Honey, I'm Velma. We are meant to voyage out there and own it.
We're just popping in.
Girl, you are beginning to enjoy this.
Welcome to the
Visually, it looks great. It's Eurovision.
We're staying.
I love a good show.
Solo game to them.
I'm beaming at ya.
But the games are deadly.
Tell a story.
Interesting.
Yes.
Why? Because it likes the taste.
Hey, Ruby.
I promise
Wants you scared because it likes the taste. That's horrifying.
I can. I will. I do. I will take you home. That is a promise.
Oh, she gonna die. Yeah, if there's one thing the Doctor likes to do, it's promise people that they're gonna be okay, and then they die. One element that I'm actually like really intrigued by and kind of interested in is the fact that the companion doesn't want to be there. She's like, I am not one of your companions, like bring me home, I don't want to come. Which is such a stark contrast to seemingly like the past like 15 years of companions. Is like they always seem so excited to be there and just are so thrilled, and some of them asking to come along and he says no. And now, I mean, maybe like one or two times there's been like a side character or something where you're like, I actually wouldn't mind them being a companion, and he like invites them to come and they're like, nah, they turn him down. But having a full-time companion like who is in more than one episode, who actively doesn't want to be there, is such an intriguing dynamic. There is seemingly also some like interesting pseudo Clara Oswald vibes about her as well. because she doesn't seem to recognize him at all. But he clearly recognizes her. He's like, hey, we're already connected. Here's a picture of your face on the screen. You know, you used to be an Anglican Marine, and now you're a nurse, apparently? Like, what's going on? Like, how are we connected? How is the universe doing some shenanigans right now? I need answers. And hopefully we get those answers. I doubt that they're going to be happy answers. You know, the tone of this trailer seemed a little bit more serious than previous ones. For instance, you know, it was a little darker in tone, a little more not desperate, but like it conveyed a sense of not despair, but like, I don't know, it conveyed a sense of weight, if that makes sense. Like it felt heavier in a way. It was good to see Ruby Sunday in the trailer. She's always fun, and she had a cold line. She's like, it wants you afraid, and some guy's like, why? And she's like, because it likes the taste. And it's like, ugh, that's freaky. Like that's the worst. Why would you say that? But you know, who knows how much of the season she's gonna be in. I imagine she will be not, I don't want to say like a main character. Like I feel like she's gonna be a side character in this season, kind of similar to like how often Kate Lethbridge Stewart shows up in these shows. I think Ruby might settle in at like that level of companion character, but who knows. I think there was a shot of Kate's head at one point. She was walking down a hallway, so interesting. I'm curious how many like social issues we're going to be touching on this season, because maybe it's just me, but I picked up a tiny bit of a vibe at one point in the trailer where I forgot what he said, but then he pointed to like this poster of like, I think it was missing people or people who had been attacked, and it was just like all like dark-skinned individuals. And then immediately after that, it showed him being like sucked out a door, and the environment that he's being sucked out of kind of looked like I want to say like a black barber shop from like the 70s. You know, I could be wrong, but that maybe leads me to believe that they might touch on some social issues, and they kind of did that last season as well with what was it, Dot and Bubble, the one that episode, freaking twist. Like towards the end, you're like, oh my god, like she hates him because he's black. Like it was a while. Like you think a certain thing about the whole episode, you're like, oh, I'm picking up the pieces. They don't like him because he's an outsider, because they're all technologically whatever, and then they pull the twisteroo on you that they don't like him because he's black, and even the doctor is like, are you kidding me? Like, just let me save your life. Like, ugh. He's just so mad, and he doesn't even have the words to describe how flabbergasted and infuriated he is. And so I imagine that's not going to be something they stray away from, if that makes sense. You know, Doctor Who's never necessarily been like the most progressive show in the world. Like that's not like the point of the show. That's not like the core theme of overarching stories in a way. But Doctor Who has also never shied away from that sort of thing, and oftentimes does take the opportunity to dip their toes into that sort of water when the opportunity presents itself, right? You know, happened several times with Jodie Whittaker. Happened, you know, I mean, she had multiple storylines that touched on that social aspect. And then in Ncuti Gatwa, like, obviously, if they can tell stories that would resonate more with people who aren't necessarily straight white men, I feel like, you know, this would be the environment and the time that they would choose to do that more often, when they have a doctor who actively is not straight or white. So I'm, and in Ncuti Gatwa, like, he is very willing to dive into those stories as long as they're done with respect, right? If they're just like, if we're just touching on it to touch on it, like, don't do it. But like, if you're doing it well and treating it with respect, absolutely, I love that. And so I'm curious if they're going to dive more into that. The visuals of the trailer look great. Obviously Disney is putting a lot of money into Doctor Who, and I think it's working out for them, but I'm not 1,000% sure. I don't have access to their streaming numbers by any means, but I've enjoyed everything that they've put out so far, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing more. But I think that's all I have to say. Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm very curious to see how you feel. Otherwise, if you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you're interested in seeing full uncuts for anything I watch on the channel, including Doctor Who, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description as well. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.